Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, we're going to be making this super cute little mini card. I absolutely love this. I think it is so adorable and I'm super excited to jump in and start making it. So you could make this in a full-size card using the exact same techniques. You would just do it in a larger version. I just found this sentiment from the Sweet Sentiment set that says many thanks, and I wasn't sure what I was going to use it for, and I was like, you know what, let's make a little mini card and it'll go perfect. So that's kind of where the inspiration for making this a smaller card came from. I also think that these little mini cards are just really adorable to give to somebody, just to tell them you're thinking of them or something like that. So I hope that you guys like this one. It's so cute and it's so stinking easy. So we are going to be using our basic black ink today. This is the only ink pad that we're using because we are also going to be using our watercolor pencils. So these are the only two ink sources or color sources that we have for today. Move those off to the side. I do also have my aqua painter to go with my watercolor pencils. For our images for today, so like I said, I'm going to be using the Sweet Sentiments and this many thanks for our greeting. And then for the little images, I'm going to be using the day at the beach. I think this is so stinking cute. There's just tons of fun images that you can play with and color. And I just really wanted to color and use the watercolor pencils today. So that's kind of where this came from. So we're going to be using that. And then for our paper, we don't have much for paper either. I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, which is cut at 6 inches by 3 inches. I have a piece of watercolor paper, which is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I have this little itty bitty tiny square, and this is 1 inch by 1 inch. And this is what we're going to use for our little sentiment. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the 3 images that I picked from the Day at the Beach set is the sun, flip-flops, and the sunglasses. You could pick any of the images. I mean, there are tons of different things that you can pick. I just decided to go with these 3 because I thought they were cute and I wanted to kind of see them together. So these are the 3 that I went with. And when I initially did this, I was going to mount all 3 of them up on a block and then just rotate it and do my pattern that way. But because this piece is so tiny, I went ahead and I'm just going to stamp them individually, and that way I can try to get one full image of each, or one full stamp of each of the images on here, and then I can kind of play around with filling everything else up. So you can do it whatever way works best for you, whatever you want to do, go for it. This is just kind of what I had decided at the last minute. I actually had them all mounted up on the block, and I was like, you know, I think I'm actually going to go a different route with that. So that's how we ended up here. And then I'm just going to go in and fill in the rest of the space. Put a little bit of a sun right there. Do another glasses just to kind of fill up that area right there. And then maybe we'll do another little bit of the flip-flop over here, like so. And I think that's good. So I'm going to close that up, move all of my stamps out of the way, and now comes the fun part where we get to go ahead and just color it. So the 4 colors that I'm going to be using to color, these are our watercolor pencils. If you have not seen them before, they come in a pack of, 13 and they all coordinate to our Stampin' Up! Color. So any color that you see on here will coordinate perfectly to one of our color collections and one of the colors in there. So I'm going to be using, like I said, 4 of these. These are really awesome because they're water soluble. That's what makes them watercolor pencils. So as you'll see, I'll just color them, and then once I add water with my aqua painter, it just melts the color and it's so beautiful. So anyways, that's my little spiel on those. So the colors I'm going to be using is Daffodil Delight, I think. Yes, Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, Pumpkin Pie, and Rich Razzleberry. So I'm going to start off by doing the sun. And the way that I like to color this is I'm just going to start with my Daffodil Delight and just really get a lot of color right there in the center. And then I'm just going to take my aqua painter, and like I said, as soon as you add water to this, it instantly melts and it looks so beautiful. So I'm just going to do that to fill in the center. And I do recommend having a little piece of paper towel or something to the side so you can wipe off your whatever instrument you're using. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow again, and all of the thicker points in the sun, I'm just going to put a little bit of color in there. Just a little ziggy-zaggy. Then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie pencil, and I'm just going to do a little ziggy-zaggy in the taller, skinnier points. And then I'm just going to take my aqua painter, and I'm going to go in and melt those colors together. And as you can see, I'm just going from one to the next. I'm not switching and cleaning out my brush between the two because I really want those colors to meld together and kind of mix in between. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And you can kind of go over it a couple times. I like that. I think it looks really pretty. So I'm going to do kind of the same thing with this part, this partial sun over here. I'm just going to color the middle. And then on these, I'm going to kind of color those in. And just go in with my aqua painter. And I like this too because you can be kind of messy with it. I mean, as you can see, I'm not being super concerned about staying in the lines or anything like that. I just kind of go for it, and whatever happens, happens. So that's how I colored the suns. Next, I think I will go in to do the sunglasses. So for the sunglasses, I found that I really like to use the pen to tip technique, or that's what I call it. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but that's what I call it. And it's basically where you're going to take your aqua painter and you're going to make sure that you have water in it so that you're good to go. And instead of coloring down and then going back in, you actually just take the tip of your aqua painter and pick up the pigment that way. And then you can go in and start coloring your image. And I found that I just get a look that I like a little bit more doing this technique rather than coloring and then going over it with the aqua painter. So you could, like we did with the sun, you could just go in and color with the colored pencil and then go over it with the aqua painter and you would be just fine. I just kind of like this look a little bit better. And it's another technique to kind of show you guys. So I'm not being, as usual, too concerned about where I'm putting the color, how I'm putting it down, where it's going. I mean, it's going like inside the glasses. I don't really care that much. I just want to make sure that I get it all nice and colored. And there we go. Just like that. Super, super, super easy. Then for our last one, I'm going to do the flip-flops. And the flip-flops are fun because I gave them kind of a little ombre effect, and it's so easy to do. So I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to color in the bottom half-ish of my flip-flop. Just like that. Just putting the pigment down there. Don't need to do anything super special. And then I'm just going to take my pencil and put a little bit more right at the bottom. Probably like the bottom quarter, maybe a little bit less than that. And then all I'm going to do is I start up here at the top where you left off coloring, and I just drag it up. Just like that. And then I'll come down here and do the darker part and then kind of drag it some more. Just like so. So you get this really cool ombre effect. And again, I'm just going to start here where the color pencil stops, or where the watercolor pencil stops. Drag all of that up and then come down into the darker parts and drag some more color up. And you get this cool little ombre effect. So stinking cute. We did do a partial one over here, but because you can hardly see it, it's just the heel, so I'm just going to color that in with the full color, just like so. And that's all of our coloring for this little piece. So fast, so easy, and it looks super stinking cute. I love it. I think you could do this with kids. I think this would be a great project to do with kids. Absolutely adorable. So to finish this card off, I'm going to bring in our little itty bitty tiny square of Daffodil Delight. Again, I have my little sentiment that says many, many thanks and my basic black ink pad. And I'm just going to ink this up. Hopefully I can get this as centered as possible. That wasn't too bad. That was actually pretty good. Hopefully I didn't get my head in the camera. I don't think I did. Sometimes I think I do and I don't, and then other times I don't think I did and I did. I don't know. Okay, anyways, sorry, now I'm just rambling. Okay, so to finish our card off, we're just going to take our little piece of Bermuda Bay, fold this in half, get our bone folder just like that. Whoops. I'm going to take my watercolor piece, and this is still a little damp. It's totally fine though. I am going to use Fast Fuse to adhere this on just because it is a watercolor piece. I mean, there's not a ton of water on it because we just watercolored those images. We didn't watercolor the whole thing, but with watercolor paper, just as a general rule, I usually try to use Fast Fuse if I can remember, because it's just thicker paper in general, so I think it holds up a little bit better when you use the Fast Fuse. That's just my 2 cents about it. Everybody does their own thing a little bit differently, so do what you do. Then I'm going to just take our little sentiment here and pop one dimensional on the back to kind of pop that up. And I'm going to stick it down here right in the bottom right-hand corner. I left a little bit of a border on both edges just to kind of make it pop a little bit. But that's our card, guys. So super stinking easy. I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable. And I hope you guys love it too. So I hope you guys enjoy. I just said that. I don't know why I'm repeating myself now. Anyways, that's it for today. A couple of housekeeping things. Paper share is you have less than a week to get into the paper share. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will leave the link to the video where I talked about all of that somewhere on the screen, so you can go check that out. Over 60 pieces of paper for only $12 plus shipping and handling. And you get to try out all of the paper from the new Occasions and Celebration catalogs. So that's super exciting. So if you want to participate in that, you have less than a week to get in. I'm hosting on my Etsy site, so that link will be down in the description box below. Also, if you need your catalogs, tomorrow the catalogs go live. So I hope everybody has one. If you're participating in my paper share, you will get a catalog unless I've already sent one to you. So get super excited for that. There will be a video tomorrow where I will be walking you guys through the catalog and just kind of pointing out the things that I like, some of the fun things about it, and walking you guys through and kind of explaining how everything works and all of the coordinating products. So I think that's all I have to say. I'm rambling a lot. Anyways, if you need anything from me, you can always go to my website, littlemooncreation.com, use the contact me form and send me a message, or you can email me directly at littlemooncreation@gmail.com. And as always, you can shop all of the Stampin' Up! Products 24/7 by going to littlemooncreation.stampinup.net and get all your shopping done right in one place. What could be better? So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!